hurry.
Rick, you're doing this bit while your brain is melting.
Okay, all right.
Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome back to Binging with Babish, where this week we have an internet emergency. Whoa, that was kind of weird. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Binging with Babish, where this week I've been lucky enough to receive a sample of real live Szechuan sauce, courtesy of McDonald's Szechuan Sauce giveaway contest winner, David Wasman. This, along with a spy photo of the actual ingredients list, presents a rare opportunity to try and recreate real live Szechuan sauce, not my interpretation of it, but the actual genuine article. That is, until McDonald's inevitably brings it back by popular demand. So here it is, the Holy Grail, 2 or 3 of the 192 available ounces in the known world. And to be honest, it tastes just okay. It's probably one of those things that tastes better once it's on an actual nugget. Another food item that for some reason I'll be attempting to recreate today. So like I said, here's my spy photo of the actual ingredients list. Now, while this is very helpful, it is just a list of ingredients in order of their prevalence in the recipe, so it led to a whole lot of trial and error. But at long last, I can say with some confidence that I have stumbled across an almost indistinguishable at-home recipe that starts with half a cup each of water, white vinegar, white sugar, and soy sauce. Now, the recipe just lists soybeans, but I think this is what they were referring to. Next up, 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, maybe a half a teaspoon of sesame seed oil, and a 1/4 teaspoon each garlic powder, onion powder, and ground ginger. Again, this was listed as spices on the ingredients list, but I could taste them in there. The list also called for yeast extract, which is Marmite. And last but not least, dextrose, I'm using corn syrup, and a bit of ground black pepper. There were also a bunch of preservatives and stabilizers, but we're not going to worry about those. The next thing we have to worry about is thickeners. After removing a 1/4 cup of sauce, we're going to add to it 2 tablespoons of cornstarch and then add it back to the main sauce. We're going to do the same thing with a teaspoon of xanthan gum and pour it back in through a strainer. That's almost impossible to get all the lumps out of this stuff. Whisk briskly over medium heat until it forms a sauce-like goo. Strain, cover, and cool so we can try making Chicken McNuggets for some reason. Chicken McNuggets used to contain chicken skin, so we're going to throw a little bit of chicken skin into the freezer to firm up for 30 minutes, just enough time to do a little bit of arts and crafts. Being sure to wear protective gloves, we're going to cut up an aluminum baking sheet into 3-inch wide, 12-inch long segments that we're going to fold in half, leaving a little lip on one end that we can then fold over to leave no razor-sharp edges exposed. Why the hell are we doing this, you might be asking? Well, because we need to make our chicken into these shapes: the bell, the ball, the bone, and the boot. So just carefully shape these into the appropriate shapes. If you want more instructions on how to do this, check out some crafts website on how to make your own cookie cutters. And once they're all shaped properly, it's time to glue them together. I'm going to use epoxy. Probably not the most food-safe stuff in the world, so do this at your own risk. Or just don't do this at all. You just go out and buy some Chicken McNuggets. They're like 10 for 5 cents. Anyway, too late to back out now, so I'm going to secure these shut using paper clips and let them set for 15 minutes. In the meantime, it's time to liquefy our chicken skins. Cut them up quickly while they're still cold so they don't smear on your food processor blade, and process to a fine paste that we're going to add to a pound of ground chicken. Make sure you're not just getting breast meat, because Mulan came out in 1998, well before the white meat uprising of 2003. To that, we're adding a hint of white pepper, a hint of garlic powder, a hint of onion powder, and much less subtle hints of kosher salt and white sugar. Beat together well to combine. You want a nice smooth paste that we can then pour onto a parchment-lined baking sheet, and then try to smooth the whole thing out to about a 1/4 inch thick. To make sure that it's nice and uniform, we're going to spray a parchment-lined cutting board with non-stick spray and use it to press our chicken into a nice flat chicken patty cake that we're going to put in the freezer for 15 minutes to firm up before using our homemade cookie cutters to cut the various chicken nugget shapes that we're going to place on an oiled sheet of parchment paper and likewise put in the freezer to firm up until we're ready to fry. Now, McDonald's uses a mixture of vegetable oil, canola oil, and they used to fry in beef fat tallow, which is where you get that signature McDonald's flavor. For the tempura batter, I'm going with a combination of 1 cup white flour, half cup of cornstarch, and a half cup of corn flour, to which we're going to add 1 egg and a cup each of water and vodka. The vodka is going to help prevent gluten from forming, which is going to keep the breading a little bit lighter. I'm also going to add a little bit of black pepper because you can kind of see it in the McNugget breading there. Whisk gently to combine. It's okay if there's some lumps, and heat your oil to 348, 349, wait, what the hell is going on here? With 347, 348, 349. There we go, 350. Heat your oil mixture to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and my first attempt I tried dredging the chicken pieces in flour followed by batter, but this created a really sticky exterior that cooked a lot less evenly for some reason. The next time I just threw them straight in the batter and they cooked a lot more evenly and browned up more quickly. Fry for 5 to 7 minutes or until golden brown and crisp, and hit them with a little bit of salt as soon as they're out of the fryer. Now, as you can see, these aren't perfect recreations, but I mean, come on, they're pretty close. But that truly doesn't matter because we are here for sauce, which I'm very proud to say not only look but taste virtually identical. The nuggets are another story. Mine taste a little bit more homemade, and that's not necessarily a good thing because McDonald's nuggets are kind of the apex of the art form. They're not paying me to say that, by the way, it's just the truth. But for the sauce, I need an independent adjudicator. That's right, my roommate is back and he is tasting. By the way, I ended up having the exact same Tupperware on hand as the guy who sent me the sauce. How handy is that for a blind taste test? And the results of this taste test were, drumroll please, almost completely indistinguishable. He said one was slightly more vinegary than the other, but I'm calling this case closed. This is how you make Szechuan sauce at home. Good night, folks.